I'm coming too. So JT Smith for the TFON podcast here for a special edition, breaking edition. As you know, if you've been paying attention to any kind of social media or any Bearcat sites, you know that Luke Fickell has went to the Wisconsin Badgers as of this morning. And today we're going to do a special TFON podcast to talk about that. And I got my guy, my OG, Dan Sellers in the building. Dan, how you doing today, my brother?
Man, I'm a little melancholy, but I'm optimistic at the same point.
Yeah.
Just more than anything, I'm just stunned and in belief of the decision. And obviously, no one saw this coming, and I just didn't think that Wisconsin over Cincinnati was an option for him, but You never know. I mean, you never know what could have been going on. It definitely wasn't the money. I'm pretty sure we could have matched the $6 million pretty easily with the way the boosters were in love with Luke Fickell. But it's troubling that that happened this year because of the fact that we're in a turnaround situation where we just lost a bunch of players. We were, decent this year record-wise, but should have been better. I believe it was coach fatigue, and we talked about this on the podcast. And when you look at just how unhinged the team was this year in a lot of ways. I mean, they had Big 12 talent playing in the AAC, and they kind of won a lot of games because of that. And obviously, we owe Luke Fickell for the really good recruiting he built and brought to the team. But I thought this year he kind of let the team down, and I want to say expectations as well as just the formality of the team. And I've said this before on the podcast. He just, we were leading the country again in penalties and offsides, and a lot of that, I don't think he really had the energy to produce the discipline that we needed to be, to win the whole thing for the Americans. So I think it was fatigue, maybe. That's it.
Could have been, man. It could have been. I mean, because when you think about it, take a step back. I know it's the same day, so it's it's other factors that could come in. Stuff will start popping up. Just think about last year. They went to the college football playoff,
right?
And sometimes you've been here for 6 years. Do you think like you can capture that again? I think they could have because of the Big 12, and that's going to make they still recruiting at a high level. I think they were to start recruiting even higher because that Big 12 footprint. But I mean, I thought he was going to give them a year. Like the thing was crazy is on Friday, the question was posed like, man, it's been quiet on your front. And then it wasn't a normal thick answer when that question came up. Like Justin Williams of The Athletic asked the question, and it wasn't a normal like, nah. It was more like, maybe. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't his normal, like USC, he shut that down. A lot of stuff he shut down. And that time we asked that question, even though we weren't thinking Wisconsin, who knows what we were thinking. But at the same time, it was super quiet. And then boom, that question. You hindsight 2020. If you go back to the post, if it's on the website, you go back to that post conference, press conference, you'll be like, that question, that answer kind of leads to today. And that's the first time he's ever answered a question that way. So it was just interesting. I didn't think Wisconsin would be the school to be able to snatch him. So I was not being naive. I know Big Ten, it's in the Midwest where he recruits. It's comfortable. I still thought Wisconsin would be the one that'd be able to grab him personally.
So
it must have been something else, which I don't know yet. But the way that John Cunningham answered the questions today, it seemed like it was more. I don't think it was purely Fickell that made him make this move. I think it was the family. I think it was Mrs. Fickell more so than anything. Because if you listen to his answer, he was like, he felt like it was the best for him and his family. He never said like it was like Fickell said XYZ. It was more like the way he hinted to it. If you listen to the presser, it's 19 minutes. He answers it 3 times, and you could tell it's more pointed at Amy Fickell.
Why would she want to leave? I thought she loved Cincinnati.
Yeah, I did too. But the way he answered those questions today, I would think that's what I believe. That's what I can't confirm it nor deny, but that's what I believe. You listen to how he answered the question 3 times. The way he says it, I think it was more Mrs., not Mr. To me.
And that just doesn't make sense to me because I don't see anything that Wisconsin and that part of Wisconsin would offer that the region of Cincinnati and Dayton, that Ohio area, would not offer from a family standpoint. I could see if she said it was Miami or California or something like that, or if she was from there. I just I'm not even going to speculate. He's on. I think it was I think from a practical standpoint and not taking into content the feelings of his wife or whatever, it just seemed like a dumb move, a lateral move and such that I right now where I think Wisconsin is going to be, they'll challenge for the Big Ten every once in a while. They'll beat Michigan and Iowa or somebody and Penn State, but they're never going to be that program, and they want to be that program. So I thought he put himself in harm's way. Whereas here, I mean, Fickell would have to have 4 losing seasons before they fired him.
Yeah. I feel that.
I just thought he was that guy who was going to, stick with the program and build his own. And he'll be doing that at Wisconsin too if he can turn it around. I wish him luck, but I hope we can play him and beat the shit out of him.
I understand that. Respectable. I understand that.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I just, I think because he could have waited a year and got the same opportunity, and he put himself in, and that's okay. Yeah, he put himself in front of the program who stuck their neck out for him year after year, and that's okay if that's what you want to do. Yeah, but just know that now that you've done that, you marked yourself. And as just one of the same old guys, the Brian Kellys of the world, you're right there with them. Yeah. And this program is going to keep on moving forward because the mindset of the people who support it and back it, they're willing to put the money in. And when and he might have just been afraid he wasn't the leader we thought he was. And I kind of think that. That's a challenge to move to the Big 12 next year. Maybe he saw the writing on the wall, just like the guy from USC. He did the same thing. He because he knew what Oklahoma was going to be like this year. And what it's going to be like SEC.
Yeah, you never know. That's the one thing. Like the thing I look at it like looking at Wisconsin, they'll be a top 2nd tier team in the Big Ten, or every once in a while a single tier. I mean, top tier. But the thing about it that shocked me, reason why I was shocked, like, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. And I think it's gonna be more than $6 million. I think whoever's reporting that $6 million is capped. He was making 5. I don't think 1. I mean, it's not about the money with Fickell, so we'll see what it is. But I feel like they have to get him close to Mel Tucker money to make this happen. To me, I don't think 6 got it done, and I just don't believe that. So whoever's reporting that, until the numbers are out, I don't think 6 got it. But that's neither here nor there because he's gone. We know that. But because of like the recruiting in Wisconsin, it's going to be like they're going to get like we talked about earlier. They'll be able to get those hogs up there, like the offensive line, big boy D line, right? But if he does it, then tip his cap to him. But I don't see him getting those inner city brothers that he was getting from here, there. Like, because I just as a person that's a city guy, I never in my life ever have wanted to go to what is it, Madison, Wisconsin? Madison, Wisconsin? You know what I'm saying? Like, or I might have the city wrong, but in general,
that's
like,
it.
Like, I wouldn't want to go there. Inner city guy, I might have to be a little bit more suburb type kid. I still don't know if I have a little bit of flavor if I want to go to Wisconsin. So like, it would take a lot for me to be like, all right, I can go to Michigan State, Wisconsin, Cincinnati, or XYZ. I think I personally wouldn't want to go to Wisconsin. But if you can sell Wisconsin and get a couple brothers up there, that's going to be key for him. I just think Wisconsin, even before even when they were real good, Barry Alvarez, they only would have like 1 or 2, like Ron Dames. They have a good running back, the James Whites of the world and stuff like that. But they've really never had like a whole crew of just like how Ohio State just have a whole bunch of gangsters. I've never seen
when they had Ron Dane and they beat Ohio State and they came and got their tail whooped.
But they never.
But
they never had like those guys at the position. They're always known for having the big hogs.
Right.
They have a good DN. They may have a hard hitting safety. Normally the linebacker, especially when linebackers didn't really have to cover, they had like those linebackers, but they would have good D line, good offensive line, good tackles, good guards, the center. But they never really consistently had like those guys, which in the Big Ten, you still need those guys because even though Ohio State lost, you're going to be playing against 4 or 5-star recruits, no matter who's the coach there. Michigan's going to be recruiting at the same clip pretty much, even if they play at an uglier style. Penn State is a quarterback away from being a real factor. Maybe the coach does stupid stuff as well, but but their corners, they probably had the best corners in the Big Ten. If anybody doesn't reach like Porter and the other kid, those dudes are NFL corners as we speak. You know what I mean? So you're going to need some guys, and I don't know if they can. I don't know if he recruits at the pace or even better here, then I'll give him super props for that. I just don't think Wisconsin is not where a young black man wants to go.
Right.
First, you know what I mean? So that's going to be a hell of a thing. So, but I mean, he's a hell of a recruiter. He'll probably have people around that can do stuff, but it's going to be interesting. That's the one thing. That's why I never thought it was really a threat personally, but
hey, I would have went to USC.
Overall. I
was gonna leave. I would have went to USC, but it is what it is. I mean, we got to move forward. I think I'm gonna predict because and you say this especially online, and you get all these trollers and these people who by Fickell we live, and now you understand loyalty. You've been loyal. They were so loyal to a guy and wouldn't let you say anything rightfully negative about him. Wouldn't let you make any critiques about the performance of the team because we're lucky we have him. Of course, we were lucky to have him, but
for sure.
But if you match him up against some of the coaches that are out there, and I'm not talking about Alabama and even LSU and Brian Kelly. I mean, Brian Kelly was, to me, times the coach that Luke was. Luke was a better person in terms of dealing with the kids and dealing with the community. What we have to understand is that there is no such thing as a school that is not a stepping stone. And we get all offended when coaches come and leave. It's the business.
Yep.
And I'm not offended at all. I mean, I just think he made the wrong decision. I'm trying to figure this out, and
for sure.
No one's going to be able to figure it out. It was the weirdest thing to happen in years at UC. But let's talk about some of these other coaches who are, they're optimistic as well as he is. Opportunistic is the word I was saying, and as he is, and they're taking jobs as they come, and so we have to realize that we're in the NIL, the portal, and now the coaches carousel age, where even though you might have a better program, but it might be more stressful than another program that's either parallel or below you, and they're willing to pay you to come and be that new shiny toy again. And that's a feeling that these coaches get. And that's when they get burnt out, when they are working so hard to build these programs, and then they hit what they think is a plateau, and they start coming down the other side, and they start panicking. And that's all that happened here. He doubted himself that he could take this program any further. And he just didn't want to stand up to that challenge for the Big 12. And I get it. It's daunting. And not many people would wake up wanting to do that, despite the $7 million he was going to be making or whatever it was going to be. So he took himself out of a pressure situation and bought himself a year to try to build Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And I wish him luck. I don't, like I said, I think I think he cowered out of it, and I'm gonna call a coward. That's what it is. But I don't have any ill feelings towards him. I do hope he loses a lot and understand. Because I want these people to understand, like, if you commit to a school and you are successful, you build a tradition there, it will reward you with more than you ever have.
Yeah, he definitely had a chance to be like the football Huggins for sure. You know what I mean? And he stayed longer than a lot of everybody else. So I'll give him props for that. And he's done a lot to bring this, to put the footprint in a better spot. Like, the team's definitely in a better spot, like, as a whole, for sure. But I think I didn't think Wisconsin would be the program. That's what's got me. Like, when Wisconsin popped up, it was so quiet that everything I was hearing was like, I think this is real. Like, you know what I mean? Because it was too quiet. Because Nebraska came up, nothing came up. Like, anything I sniffed, no smell. You feel me? But when this came up out of nowhere, but it just like hit hard. I'm like, man, this shit might be like. So before I even got confirmation, I was like, man, this shit might not. This is not, felonious. You know what I mean?
Well, it just tells you that he had already made his mind up some months ago to go there, because when they decided to let their coach go, they had already talked to him. They had started talking to his agent. Yeah, and they were denying all that. But so this deal has already been done, and you can just tell why he had really no urgency or no appetite to even switch quarterbacks, because he didn't want to have to deal with all of that. So and so he was gone. He saw that he was in a pickle. He had a quarterback situation where he doesn't know who's going to be quarterback next year. And and he's losing some good players again this year. So I don't know. I mean, it's an easy way out.
I can see that. All right, my question to you. All right, Kerry Combs is the interim head coach now, right? So, and I don't know. We don't know if he's going to use a searching committee or if he's just going to do it himself. But there are reports that some people on the staff may get a look. But I'm guessing outside probably will be the strongest, just what I would think personally. But what guys would you, if you? I'm gonna give you my first person they would go at. I think they should go after, but I don't think they will. But like, who are your guys? We talked about this a little bit earlier. Like, who are your 3 or 4 guys? I mean, with no rumors, no nothing. Who you think they should aim for? If you were a part of this search, who would you go with, and why?
Well, I'm gonna tell you. Maybe unpopular. Based on the internet today when I posted it, it was about 50-50. But a teammate of mine is Urban Meyer, and yeah, Urban had a horrible year last year, but I don't believe he broke any laws or did anything. I know he hit on a woman or whatever, but I don't think he felt on her or did anything.
He just was grinding on the chick. I think he dogged the kicker. He was talking shit.
Yeah,
he
lost control of that football program because he was not an NFL coach.
Yeah.
And those guys are quick to tell you to go do what you got to do to yourself.
Yeah.
And so he had zero control over that team. And I know I've known the guy for obviously since 84, my freshman year. So always known him to be very nice whenever he comes around, and he was a really, really, really good teammate. And assistant coach there. After that, if you can get by the stink of last year, look at it. Urban Meyer would be great because nobody wants him right now. Yeah. So you're not going to lose him. You probably will lose him to one of these SEC teams who are about to fire somebody because they will pay the money.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the same people. I was going to say something political, but I'm not. A lot of people look the other way when they want their guy.
Yeah, that's true.
And, like I said, I guess I can't approve of how he treated some of those players last year.
Yeah,
but I understand where he was. His back was against the wall. He was trying to win, and he stepped out of line, and he was out of his lane as soon as he got to NFL. When you bring in Tim Tebow to play tight end, and the guy's really only 6'1", and you want to put him in tight end. But anyway, I would say him first because number one, where else would you be able to rebuild your reputation socially as well as professionally? And you keep him on a short leash, obviously.
Oh, for sure.
And he's one of those guys. He's so intense, he burns out. I think you said this earlier today when we were on the phone, that he burns out 3 or 4 years, and that's really what we need. We really do need somebody who's going to be able to bring in and attract, not only the recruits but the portal players, and assure that this program is going to be at a certain level. And I know a lot of people out here are going to be cussing me out because they did online when I posted it on Bearcat Nation. But they couldn't even tell me what he did wrong. They were but a lot of people just read what they read.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be a perfect match because right now, no one's recruiting him to be the coach. Nobody's expecting anybody to hire him. But as time goes on, somebody will give the man a job.
For sure.
Yeah. So he's one. I won't call him 1A. I think 1B. And I just his name left my brain here, but the head coach for Tulane, he is a monster.
I get you. I got you. Give me 1 sec. I got you. Willie Fritz.
What's his name?
Willie Fritz.
Yes, Willie Fritz. I remember he coached at Georgia Southern and some of those other schools, and everywhere he has gone, he has turned the program around and has spanked people, just like they spanked us last week. And he's a good recruiter. He knows parts of the country in recruiting that we don't currently have a reach in. Louisiana, Southern Georgia, areas like that. And he's just a great coach. And he's beaten big teams when he was at a smaller school. He's turned Tulane around. Tulane was a joke 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, has turned them around to beat teams like Ole Miss and all those teams and beat us and pretty much beat us well.
Yeah.
That would be a guy that I would definitely have as 1B. And then my second guy would be the coach out of Coastal Carolina, which I'm sure he's going to get snagged up by someone this year. He turned down some big teams last year, some Power 5 teams last year to stay at Coastal. He's that kind of a loyal guy. I'm not sure what kind of recruiter he is. I know he's got a lot of kids out of the transfer portal to come there and play. And, he's another guy that I think that would be, a great coach. And I'm thinking of one more, and I forgot I wrote it down. But there's quite a few.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah,
no, for sure. Because I feel like they have to do a wide search for sure. But like my first two, depending on how you gonna go, you go Urban, give me Urban and with all that baggage for 3 to 5 years, it'll be worth it. It just depends on the players. Just can't do nothing too crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like flat out. Just being honest. Give me Urban, or you give Deion Sanders whatever the hell he wants. Give Deion up here. He knows Cincinnati. He is if he can recruit at Jackson State, what could he do at Cincinnati? Right? He's in the urban area, right? And I don't know if he leaves just because I don't know if they ask. That's the thing. That's the only thing that makes me nervous. But I think you have to kick that stone and see how serious he is about possibly leaving. And you can cut him a check. And that dude's gonna get more publicity for the school. And you might not like how he wants to do it because he's hip, he understands. But these young men will run through a burning building for that man. You know what I mean?
You know what? That might have been the name that slipped my mind because,
those would be the two.
It makes so much sense, but I mean, conservative Cincinnati.
Yep.
And we're supposed to be one of the more liberal cities in the country politically, but but the university.
I don't know if they'll do it. I don't think they'll do it.
We have never had a African American football coach.
I don't think they do it. I don't think they do it, but he's the first person I would go for. And if he says no, then me and Mr. Slime got to talk.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah, no, you're right. And
my two. And then I could go my man Fritz Tulane third. But those two have to be contacted during this process. And if you tell me kick rocks and kiss my ass, I'm fine with that. But I need to know. I cannot make this hire without you telling me no.
It'd be surprising if they don't at least approach Deion. I mean, there is you talking about a home run. You talking about getting recruits to turn around and say, I got to go there. I'm leaving. I'm gonna go to Wisconsin, or I'm gonna go to Cincinnati with Deion, or I'm gonna go to, am I gonna go to Michigan State, or I'm gonna go to Cincinnati? Yeah. Am I gonna go to Oklahoma State, or I'm gonna go to Cincinnati? You talking about somebody who can recruit from anywhere?
Anywhere. And imagine the staff he would have.
Yeah.
Because he see his staff now. You see his staff now. If he brings some of them, he ain't got to bring them all. He brings some of them.
He would have a Rick Mentor staff. And Rick Mentor probably had the best staff in the history.
Oh, yeah. The research I've done on Rick Mentor, man, I said, Jesus. I think he would be very similar because Deion isn't a person he'll share the light.
Right.
He ain't. So I just think, they got to try it. Me selfishly for the culture, I hope he stays at Jackson State just because I love what he's doing for those young men and even the other programs. And I love what he's doing for them, especially with the transfer portal and stuff like that. But if he's going to leave, because I heard Colorado's trying to get him and somebody else. It's would you rather come to Cincinnati or Colorado?
Right.
Come on, bro. Come to Cincinnati and rock this thing out. If you're going to leave, you're going to leave, come rock this thing out. Somebody else too. And I was like, I just don't see it. I'd rather
on the stage.
Come here. If you're gonna leave, because I don't selfishly, I don't want him to leave. Right. I want him to stay as long, but you never know. Right? But if you're gonna leave,
This is Kool-Aid, by the way.
Oh yeah, same. but big Kool-Aid, big Kool-Aid. But if you're gonna leave, come to Cincinnati, you still get the urban area. It's a PWI, but still, if you're gonna do it, you know what I'm saying. So Deion's my first choice. I need him to tell me no 5 times, and then if he tells me no 5 times, I'm going to slime man, and we gonna talk. And do you want to get off Fox TV right now? Or do you want to coach? You want to coach, or you want to stay on Fox TV? And that's what I'm asking him. And then if he tell me no a couple times, all right, now I'm kicking into my long term. And then are you going? I'm kicking around Ohio State staff maybe again. I'm kicking around maybe see what Michigan. I'm trying to get people that know the area or has ties to the area. Just because,
in my opinion, we don't need a first time coach.
I don't think so too, but I don't think they need they can't get only retread they can get is Urban.
Right.
Urban. It's only retread. It's only retread because he's never flamed out. He's never flamed out at anywhere. Every he's went, he's made the program better. No matter where he's went. Even he flames out 5 years tops. You got 5-year max shelf life. Right. That's all we need of him. Give me 3 good years of Urban, and I'm fine with that. But somebody like give me Deion. If you give me Deion, shit, you won't even, I mean, you'll be like, who? Fickell who? If you give me Deion. And I love Fickell. Fickell is that dude. He deserves all the props in the world. He dipped. And we here now. You know what I'm saying? Right. Shit. But give me Deion, you'll be like, oh man, this is where we need to be. Right. But if Deion tell me no, I'm not gonna lie. We are going to have to deal with the backlash or whatever you feel. But Urban Meyer has to get a call. And I don't care. That's me. If I'm a part, I'm telling you I'm going. Deion, I'm calling Deion from your number. You calling Deion for me. I'm calling Deion. I got somebody else calling Deion. You know what I'm saying?
If they were smart, they would definitely look at that angle. It's because it's almost a non-losing situation. I just don't know if some of these people really take him serious, and I don't know that they know to do that. And that's
the only thing.
And that's crazy because it's like right there in front of you. 90% of running a top flight college program is marketing.
Yep.
It's not even coaching. The coaching piece, they've been coached their whole life.
Yep.
And you're hired to put them in the right position and give them the right instructions. And the other half is winning the best kids over, making sure that they have the right attitude, making sure they're prepared with their strategy, and keeping them out of trouble. And this guy has been accountable as anybody as a coach, where where he's in an environment where they're the most popular team in their divisions. HBCU arena, and even in that X1AA. What was it? The bowl subdivision. I can't. That would be I don't know that Cincinnati would do that. I don't know why they wouldn't. I mean, we've never had an African American coach, and I was so close to being right on my prediction, because I had Friedman stepping in for him last year.
He
would have been the first one. He'd been the first African American coach.
For sure. That would have been it. Like it's a year earlier. This happened a year earlier.
Right.
It would have been a no-brainer. It's no search, because if you get him to say you that's all you're doing.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna follow Fickell to wherever he was gonna go. I just don't know. I just don't know that Cincinnati is brave enough to hire Deion because of who Deion is and how outspoken and commanding he is. And, I hope they have somebody on the search committee that is brave enough to make this happen. That would be great. I might move him to my number one guy. Really, I don't really think about it, and I don't even care if we go 2-8 next year, 2-11,
Mm-hmm.
2-9 next year. But I know that before it's over with, number one, the school's going to have a really huge profile. I know we're going to get some players. It's going to be like Texas A&M. It's like, I'm about to go down here and play in the Big 12.
Yep.
And for Dion, and I'm gonna have swag, and I got the facilities.
Yep.
Man, yeah, trust me. He'll be able to sit in any living room. And say, we gonna do it. We gonna be number one in the country. That's what he wants. He'll say that and believe it. And those kids, ain't no parents gonna turn him down.
Nah. You can't shut the door. You can't shut the door on it.
Yeah, African American in household, or just regular old, run of the mill white middle class family. They're gonna know that this guy is talking sincere. He's not talking trash.
Yeah.
But you got people out here, man, especially on these websites and Facebook. It's some pretty negative people out here, man. And when I say negative, I'm almost to go out and use the R word. Some racist people
for sure.
You see, and that's kind of where this whole Prater thing, and I try to stay away from that when I post, but they always bring it back, and it's okay, it's okay, but you can have your own deal. But I know there'll be some that he would get hated really hard.
Yeah.
But once they see him win, it'll be the first one in line to get an autograph.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, man, like at the cover, I said, and I call people out about that stuff, especially a long time ago. I said, man, look, you cheer for people that if you saw on the street, you clutch your purse or try to change the side of the street. You know what I'm saying? Like where I'm like, look, I know these young men, and I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? That's like my thing. Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm not scared of my kind. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just not. And some of these young people, like, when they got their jersey on, it's fine. But when they don't, you're not. So that's the one thing I call people out when they say stuff that make me feel that way. You know what I mean? Because it's like these young men are men today are just athletes. They go to school. Some super smart, maybe everybody ain't to be a engineer and stuff like that, and that's cool. These young men are here, some for entertainment, but at the same time, they are people just like everybody else. They put their shoes on just like you. They pants on just like you. They just might be a little bit good at a sport that you like to watch.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I call people out on that, man, because it's real. Because it's like if I see this person, I'm gonna give you a head nod. Where you see the person where you be like, oh man, this guy 6'5", 250. Now you pissing down your pants because you saw him, but when you saw him catch a touchdown, it was all good. You know what I'm saying? Or he got that sack to win the game. It's all good. But
that's
but it's like that though, man. That's every school. Every school,
especially down here in the South. But back to the whole deal. I look forward to the process. I just hope they don't do a Tuberville, and go get. And you said the retread and go.
It's only one retread they can get, man. That's the only one I'll accept personally. Like, and I'll be fine with it.
And he's not even a retread. The guy left the college game on top of the world.
Yeah, true.
He could have stayed there and won a national championship the next year. He gave Brian Davis everything he needed to win.
Yeah, for sure.
And and so I think his college game, is still there. I just hope if he does come, if they do get him, I hope he doesn't come in with the Tuberville mentality, like I'm just going to relax and I don't think that's in him. I don't think, you can see on TV he's not comfortable there.
Nah,
he's more comfortable on the field, and I guarantee you that by the end of, the first couple of days of the week, it's going to be rumored that they're going to be looking at him, and it happens pretty fast after that. But I don't know. I mean, like I said, how conservative is University of Cincinnati now? They've always erred, and they've made errors when they did make a bad choice, it was because they rushed things, and especially in basketball. I don't know what they. Seriously, I don't know what's going on with their choices. And this guy might be okay. This new guy.
Yeah,
but,
he got some time. Yeah,
but I mean.
But the other one crushed it. I mean, JB.
Crazy.
I mean, shit, we're still recovering. That's why I'm like, I gotta give. I understand people are kind of like, adjustments and stuff like that, but I'm like, he still has to get all his players. And that's where he's at the problem right now, where he's going through that. So we'll see what happens.
And you got to do a little coaching too. So
yeah,
but enough of basketball. But at the end of the day, I'm happy for the prospects. I hope the guy they're looking at, the guy at Notre Dame, at Tulane, and because you give him the facilities and the recruiting area. Because right now he's recruiting against LSU and Alabama and everybody else that's trying to get players, and all the Texas teams and all that. Versus being down here, we really only have Ohio State to be concerned about, and Kentucky every blue moon. But we've been more consistent in Kentucky over the years. But so I just think that I'm excited about getting somebody in here. I just hope they don't miss on this, and I hope they listen to the people and do their due diligence and just don't go hire a guy because I don't know that the experts and the committee says hire him. Matches up to some criteria. You got to go get a guy who can put his foot in the ground tomorrow and go get the players.
Yep.
And Deion is that guy. Urban is that guy.
Yep.
Coach Tulane is that guy.
Yeah, I feel.
And take advantage of all the other things. We don't need a new guy who doesn't really understand how to, organize a team. We're gonna come in that league wounded unless we get a guy like Deion or Urban that's gonna have players ready to go, including the ones we already have there. We're gonna lose some.
Yep.
And I'm prepared for that, but we got to be able to replace that.
Yeah.
Who John says.
Prime, Heartline, and Mentor.
Which mentor is he talking about? He talking about the son or the father?
The son.
Oh no, man.
Yeah, I think the son too green right now.
Yeah,
he only had like the 1 year. 1 year in Michigan. I don't know. Give me Heartline, hell of a recruiter though. He could sell water to a well.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind giving him a look, but I just think you got Prime is the one. I'll do whatever.
Right.
From them. If they can get Prime to listen, that's the person you go for.
Right.
Then I go Herb. I don't care.
He gonna listen. He gonna listen. And he's done it in an area of the country where
he's used to
a lot of lights and flash down there, so you can't say that.
Yeah.
He's taking advantage of social media.
Yeah.
Then you open up Facebook, somebody's got a video of him.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure, man. So we'll see, man. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do. They just gotta hit. Now, once they hit, it won't be as bad. If they don't, next year could still be rough. Just depending on. Next year could be rough regardless. I think they're gonna lose no matter who they get. They're gonna lose a lot to the portal. Who knows which kids will still stay? That they are committed for 2023. So it just depends, man. Let's see. You said all right, John. We don't know if Cunningham will consider Prime. That's the thing. We don't know. So we're saying like if we were the ones that were ahead of the committee, we would throw all our resources in the Prime, trying to get him in there. But I don't know if they will give Prime a shot. I don't know. I don't know. But I wish the heck they would, just because I feel like if they can get him to leave, it would be a hell of a get for them, and it will be, even if they have a bad year next year, it would be like, I think within the 2024 class will probably be the highest class the Bearcats have ever gotten.
Right. No, I get it.
You
No,
know what I mean? Like you eat next year to be able to have a lot of fruit. And I feel like the thing is, as crazy as it sounds, if they do, or if, I don't think they would go at Herb either, just because of his stuff, possibly. But if they did go for Urban after Deion said no, in my world, they wouldn't even have. They would win 8 to 9 games next year if Urban was the coach.
Easy.
You know what I mean? Like they wouldn't have a fall off. It would just be like they'll miss the game that you'd be like, oh damn, they might have could have won that if they stayed, if he was there a year before. And then they'll have a hell of a recruiting class coming in as well. And he would hit the portal so hard, I don't think they would have a drop off. People that laugh and said I don't like it, they would they're like, hey, I'm in the portal, but I think he would hit the portal so hard for other kids that you wouldn't even notice. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe kids you like, you're like, man, I think he's gonna be a baller, and you might go somewhere else and ball. But I think you replace it so fast that the Bearcats wouldn't have a drop off. And it's just that he's just gonna flame out. Like I said, like he will flame out, and we know it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. and they'll have a team that when they smash somebody, they smash somebody. They're not gonna sit around and let Navy stay in the game.
No.
And fumble the ball.
None of that.
Have back-to-back penalties. That's that's one of the bright lights of this whole thing. And the few things that I'm going to be happy about. Evening. And like I said, I don't want him to leave, obviously, but it was horrible watching these games the last 2 years. It was really the hardest thing. And it's not even the games with the good teams, the game with the bad teams where 15 penalties and a third of your plays you penalized and it's just and at 3-5, I don't mind it, but you gotta have the right players to run that, and then you gotta know when to get out of it. And hopefully whoever comes, hopefully he takes Youngstown State with him, and
that's the key now. We don't know who's going
to take. Yeah, that's his key now.
I know Youngstown State.
Yeah, but
I'll be happy if I don't see the 3-3-5 for a while.
Right, and I saw it a lot last night when I was sitting on my patio watching games, and but I saw them change up a lot. You saw Texas A&M, and then they changed into
you gotta morph, man. We don't morph enough, man. We don't morph enough, and that's what I don't like about it. We just play. This is 3-3-5, and then I'm not gonna adjust.
Ball down your damn throat.
They're running for 8 yards to carry. I never adjust. So I'll be okay with not seeing 3-5 for a while. Hopefully. So we'll see, man. Which we don't have control over. But you said that. But that's the question. Like, is he going to take him? Is he going to take Gino?
Gino's not going. If he go, he won't be a coordinator.
Yeah.
I don't think he. I don't think he did a bad job at all this year, but he might take. I don't know. I think Gino might be the guy that stays and becomes a quarterback coach again. He might be the coordinator. He didn't do a bad job at all by any means. I just thought he had brain fog a little bit, just like Tressel did. Towards the end of the year, and that happens. You get coaching fatigue, and a lot of people don't realize how that's a real thing, and you get physically and mentally tired because of the hours that you're working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week most times, and through the whole season, and it's really, really hard. I've done it before, and it ain't fun. And but it I think at the end of the day, man, you gotta give Prime a look, man. If you don't, you're just not here. You're not living on this earth. It sounds like a novelty and everything, but the guy is for real. The guy is good. He's
for sure
undefeated. I mean, the guy is undefeated. Is going to go undefeated this year, and somebody's going to snatch him up sooner or later because they gonna realize that he's not some kind of novelty. He's a real coach. He's changing lives for these kids. And if you look at the videos, in the locker rooms, it's called an HBCU, but there are a different variety of diversity, a multitude of diversity on that team as far as races and and ethnic groups, and they all buy into that.
Yeah.
He just doesn't take no mess, man. And so the kids respect that. He gives them an opportunity to be successful on and off the field. He expects certain things. He does things that coaches forgot to do.
Yeah.
Not doing those things.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But hey, man, we're at an hour almost.
Yeah, for sure, man. I appreciate you, man. I'm going to let you drop off, man. I'm going to let Neil talk for about 10, 15 minutes before we knock it out, man. But I appreciate you coming on. We talked about this earlier. It was last minute. And I appreciate you just coming on, shooting it with me, and talking about some serious stuff because, Vic's gone now. It ain't no rumor. You know what I mean?
It caught everybody. I wouldn't. Last night I would have laughed at you, but
yeah, I would have had too. I would laughed at me too. And then when I saw this morning, I said, "Man, it's real."
Yeah.
When dude said, "Nah," I'm like, "Nah, this is real. This ain't no flake." I can tell. You know what I mean? I could tell how I hit, man.
Yeah.
So, I would have laughed last night too.
Well,
so yeah, man.
Last one laughing. I don't know if he's laughing or what, but I just
out, man.
Whatever compelled him to leave must have been extremely compelling. And And hey, I wish him luck because he gonna need it.
Yeah, it ain't no pump, man. It ain't no pump. It ain't for the weak.
No.
Let's see what happened, man. In Wisconsin, it just ain't the place. Like, it ain't the place that says, "Bro, you gonna get some gangster brothers." to me, but you never know, man. Fickell's a hell of a coach. He's a hell of a recruit too, for sure.
He's a hell of a recruit,
for sure.
So it's not gonna be 2 years, and we playing for championship.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's not gonna be that.
Yeah, I think it's definitely gonna be it's gonna be a bricks. Build the bricks up. Build the house by the bricks. It ain't gonna be no fat. It ain't gonna be no pole barn, no shit like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. So
gonna need some mortar, brick and mortar, and good foundation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they coming, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we'll see, man. We'll see.
All right, bro.
All right, man. Well, appreciate you, Dan. We know we'll chop for sure.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be some stuff coming up in the next 2-3 days.
Oh, for sure, we're gonna have to.
I think by the end of the week, man, we'll have a new coach.
Think so? I think he wants to move fast too. So I think
it
just depends on who. I think it just depends on who gives him what he wants to hear. Yeah. I think that's if people are kind of like shooing him off, that's the only way I think it doesn't go as fast as people want it to.
Right.
I think before the bowl game, we'll have a guy at the latest.
That's what I was going to say. I think our new coach will be at the bowl game. And
he'll be kind of just overseeing, and you know what I mean? And then we'll be, then it's going to be who's going to stay on staff and yada, yada, yada. Because we should know who Fick is going to take by then, I'm guessing.
I really don't think anybody, maybe Gino stays.
Yeah.
Maybe, you'd be.
I like the wide receiver coach a lot.
Yeah,
Mike Brown. I think he tries to take him. I think
you got to take Combs. He's a recruiting guy. He recruits. And he's not a bad DB coach. He's just not a coordinator.
Yeah, I hear you saying. Yep.
So you got to keep Combs and let him recruit.
Yeah, you got to
recruit the city, and he did a good job last couple of years. And parents, they trust him. So I think pretty much him, Dooley. But I just don't think he's gonna be your OC, depending on who it is. If it's Prime, which obviously they're not even talking about him yet, but if it's Prime, he probably keep Combs, and he probably won't keep Dooley. But Prime can go get a big time coordinator on both sides.
Both sides, he can get a name. He can get names plural.
He can get NFL guys who that know what they're doing, NFL type coordinators.
For sure.
He got 2 of them now. So and so he knows what he's doing. He knows how to run a program. Again, you got these, I want to say the word, but I'm not, but they're idiots, and they're gonna be like, oh, he's a hip hop guy, they're culturally divided because we've never had an African American coach.
Yeah.
And racism is real, man. Whether some people are racist and don't even know it.
Yeah, nah.
You know,
Yeah, it's real. Nah,
they think they're not, but you watch their, you know, how they attack this Prather kid. Is there something other than the fact that he's, you know, one guy said he was a thug, like
a thug?
thug, like dude. I know the parents. He's not a freaking thug. He grew up in
Nah,
Miami. Like, come on, my
nah,
son.
he's a far as from thug, man. Nah, that kid, that's a
Like,
good
I
kid.
think
He a good kid, man. He just didn't throw the good ball how they wanted him to throw it. That's all.
yeah,
I mean, he
yeah.
ain't no thug. He's far from it, man.
I'm like,
Kid
it's
was
high.
literally crying in the press conference
Yeah,
because
it's high.
he could have. He said, man, I felt like I let the team down. Feel
Right.
me? Ain't no thugs crying in the press conference. You know what I mean? Because he said he felt like he let the seniors down.
Well,
Then you ain't no damn thug. That's just, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. That's far from it. Good kid.
I
Just
mean,
didn't
a
throw the
lot of
ball
that
as accurate as everybody wanted to.
a lot of that was on fit. We said it. He should have been playing in some kind of package the whole season.
Yeah, I thought,
So that tells me he was already going. He was leaving town, man.
He
He
definitely
didn't
should.
care. He was trying to win at all costs, and then he put the kid in when he had to, but he should have been any other coach. I mean, every announcer said that. Like I would expect to see Prather at some time in the package, and he's still. I still give him a C plus, even though he had some really bad throws, but he had some incredible throws too.
Yeah, for sure. For first game, if he the way he was at the press conference, I know he was shaky. I feel like he would have been a kid that figured it out because he ran with his legs.
Right.
And he at the end he did make a few throws. I mean, the one hit my man on the chest.
Right on the chest.
Come on now, like at the end of the day, when he had to have it, I think he was gonna lead him down there if he catches that ball.
It would have been easily been a field goal.
Yeah, I think he leads him down there.
He would have scored. I think he would have scored.
Yep.
And everybody been talking something totally different today, but
yeah, this might not even be happening.
Right.
And then shoot, UCF almost lost, man. UCF loses.
South Florida just gave that game.
Yeah, they just donations. But if they lose that game, we might not even be here.
Right.
Which is crazy, which is real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but it is what it is, man. Now they look for a new leader. You see what's going on. But I'll check back in with you for sure, man. We'll chop it up. And I appreciate you, man, for hopping on. We'll get Neil in here in a second and knock this pod on out, man. So I appreciate you.
All right, bro.
Yep. All right. Peace. All right, y'all. I'm solo right now. Waiting for Neil. He gonna get in there and just get his perspective, man. He's a guy that goes to the University of Cincinnati. If you've been painted to the site itself, he's one of the main contributors. Helps provide the front office news with a lot of content. But on Friday, that was the first time he has witnessed a loss at Nipper Stadium, and a lot of people that have been on campus the same way. That's the first one he's covered, man. Like at Nipper Stadium, and he's been writing with me for almost 3 years. So it was a different experience just to think for him, which I've seen a ton of losses at Nipper, and I knew that day would come. It's just how it goes, man. It's college football, but it was interesting to just get his perspective, just talking to him, seeing what happened, and we not knowing that was the last game we would see Coach Fickell coach as a University of Cincinnati head coach, man. So it was a lot all on that day. Hindsight 2020. Hopefully you guys check that last presser out. Make sure you guys subscribe to the website as well. Subscribe to the YouTube page, man, because we need our subscribers up. Help us out. You know what I mean? It's totally free. Subscribe to us. Do what you want. Give us some comments. John, we appreciate you, man, showing love as always, my man. But yeah, man. Ooh, sorry about that. Oh man, got my sneeze on. But once he taps in, we'll talk a little bit. But it's it's got to be a home run. They can't downgrade, man. They cannot downgrade. This is It's the only thing I was hoping that he would at least give him 1 year in the Big 12, but it wasn't meant to be, and it's not. And I was hoping, just hoping, 1-2 years in the Big 12. So whoever comes in is going to transition to a new conference. If they were still in the AAC, I wouldn't really be worried, no matter who they hired. But now they're going to go into a new conference, and quiet as kept. Big 12, not Big 12. Yeah, Big 12 is probably one of the most like top to bottom, more stable or solid conferences in the NCAA, as far as top to bottom. Because now that Kansas is respectable, you don't only have that easy feel good win no more than basketball. You already know what's going on in Big 12. Big 12 ranks the noise consistently all the time. So yeah, man, just that's gonna be interesting. That part's gonna be super interesting. You know what I mean? So gonna see how that goes, and we'll just talk about football right now, just because basketball is a whole different animal, and we've got to hope they can get a lot of transfers from the portal and a good mixture of high school kids coming in, because Big 12 ain't for the weak at heart, man. You win 6 games in the Big 12, you're probably going to at least the NIT. Like, you still might have a damn chance to go to the dance, to the game, depending on who you beat. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with that. It's about to be interesting. But shoot. Let's see. It's not gonna let me on get in. Let's see. All right. Yeah, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out, man, because you need a couple years and then they just gotta adjust. But all right, cool, man. That's my quick ramble. Yeah, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out, man, because all right, cool. What's up, Niv? And they just gotta adjust. Not much, man. All right, cool, man. That's my quick ramble. Well, I can hear it. Is that me in the background? It's amazing to see how that plays out, man. All right, cool. What's up, Niv? And they just gotta adjust.
What's up? How are you?
All right, cool, man. I don't know. Am I delayed? It's weird because I'm hearing it in the background. It's amazing to see how that plays out, man. All right, cool. What's up, Niv? And they just gotta adjust. What's up? How are you? All right, cool, man. I don't know. Am I delayed? It's weird because I'm hearing it in the background. It's amazing to see how that plays out, man. Yeah, it's like a super echo now. What's up? How are you? All right, cool, man. I don't know. Am I delayed? It's weird. I'm gonna kick you out and bring you back. I wonder why it was delayed like that. I'm trying to kick them back in here, though, real quick. Otherwise, it might be time to just end the joint. I'm gonna kick you out and bring you back.
Sounds good. That works.
All right, can you hear me?
I can hear you. You're a little delayed, though.
Real quick. Otherwise, I wonder why. I'm gonna kick you out and bring you back.
Sounds good. That works.
I have to punt it, man. It's acting real funky.
I can hear you. You're a little delayed, though.
I wonder why. I don't know. Maybe it's my internet or something. I don't know.
Can you hear me?
Funky. Yeah, I can hear you, but it's funky.
I was about to say, I can hear you, but it just keeps replaying itself.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know. Maybe it's my internet or something. I don't know.
It's a little better now, though.
All right, cool, man. I just wanted to get your opinion, man. Just how you feeling about
you, but it just keeps
today's news. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know. Maybe it's my internet or something.
Do you hear it repeating yourself a little bit? It's still staticky.
Yeah. Cool, man. I don't know. Maybe I have to punt it, man, because it's acting funky. Today's news. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know. Maybe it's my internet.
Do you hear it repeating yourself a little bit?
Yeah, I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna end this and then just start another one real quick. Maybe we'll get it done. Maybe take like 10, 15 minutes. All right. I'm gonna end this one, then we're gonna do a quick another live real quick and go from there.